What up, tribe? It's your girl Raji, and I would like to welcome you to my podcast, The Haus of Cush, where the evolved hustlers come to learn more about rootwork, conjure, tarot, culture, astrology, and a little bit of everything in between. What's up, y'all? I hope you guys are having a good rising so far. And today we are tapping into the Cush almanac as well as the energy behind the anticipated full moon in Taurus. Now, this is a super moon. It's a beaver. It's called the Beaver Moon. And we just finna get into what you need to do, what you need to be aware of, and how you can make this energy work for you. I'll also be going over the daily horoscopes as well as a tribe reading, so hang tight, y'all, as we get into this energy. Now, I think it's amazing and very favorable that this is a full moon in Taurus starting out on a Wednesday. Now, if you guys are aware or not, Wednesdays is very much good for quick work. Wednesdays is very much good for business work. It's also good for communication, and Taurus is ruled by the throat chakra, so speak what you want to manifest in your reality today. Take time and do those affirmations. Take time and really think about how you want to see the rest of this season go for you. Now, again, Wednesdays is ruled by Mercury, so I just feel like if you guys are tapped in, you're going to be able to get very quick and amazing results. Now, mind you, Taurus is all about slow and steady winning the race, but I also think it's good for planting seeds that you are, going to be harvesting. Taurus is also ruled by Venus, so, you might want to work those planetary hours if you are into working with the planetary hours. Y'all know I'm a hip you to it now. I'm gonna tell you what's real, because that is a form of high magic. And when I say high magic, I mean more like ritual based, more like working with certain elements to get the favorable outcome that you want. But yeah, Mercury ruling. So today is about learning. Today is about travel, trade, communication. I will focus very much in on the communication aspect with that Taurus ruling the throat chakra situation. If you are in the woo-woo, today is good for quick cash spells. So, I tap in today during the Mercury hour. I would tap in. We should be having a few more of those. So the tool I like to use, y'all, is journal.com, and you can program it to your local time, and it will give you a really easy breakdown of the planetary hours in your area. Now, there are others, but I prefer this one because it's straightforward. You ain't got to do too much figuring it out, and it's become one of my favorite tools. Now, today is also a good day to increase your focus and alertness. It's also good for prosperity workings in business and gambling. Now, again, prosperity. When you think of prosperity, when you think of abundance, now be mindful of what you're calling into abundance, because you can have an abundance of issues. So make sure you're specific when you are doing these petitions and these workings. My thing also is during full moons, you want to work with the energy of, okay, this is what I want. Now, what is in the way of me getting what I want? Even if that has to do with you, per se, you need to flip the script, because a lot of people are like, okay, what do I need to release? And they think that they can't manifest or call things in. No, you're not necessarily working with attraction energy. You're working on what's stopping you from attracting the things that you want. What's stopping you from stepping into your purpose, your path, and that's going to be way detail, but it's also going to involve you facing yourself, facing your true nature, facing your true desires. Like, what truly do you want out of this? Not what you think you want, not what your family or the community or society has told you that you want. What do you want, and what is standing in the way of that shit, So be mindful today. You should be making money charms if you are a person that is, or so you could do a money mojo bag. I would put some money herbs in that bag, and or maybe you can even do a jar. I did put up I haven't put it up yet, but I'm posting a honey jar because we need these things to stick. Yes, honey is more slow agent than sugar, but in the aspect of using honey in terms of Taurus, right? It's like, okay, so what you want to last long term, then you don't want these blessings to be able to slip through your fingers. Not saying sugar is not good, but sugar is more like a quick kind of, okay, I need this shit to happen right now, right now, right now. But also when you include the honey jar, it's like, okay, these are things that are going to stick and last the test of time. They won't just simply come and go. But yeah, so be mindful of people trying to distract or mislead you today. Be mindful of, unnecessary chaos and confusion, and be mindful of gossiping ass energy. If you are dealing with an energy of gossip and, people just talking about shit they have no idea about, I'm going to recommend cloves as well as oregano. Those are some of my favorite herbs to use. If you guys are part of my Patreon, I did put up a Rootwork ingredient of the month is cloves. So if y'all want to tap in and check that out, join my Patreon, because it's giving you a little bit of history and how you can use the herb clove to, dominate. Okay, they're one of my favorite herbs. Between cloves and ginger, baby, sprinkling it like Laurie's, honey. And if you don't know what Laurie's is, then I don't know what to tell you. But yeah, so we got that full moon energy being potent today. And I think this is honestly, like I said, it's just a time to really, assess like what I want. And then also it's a good time to assess your self-worth. Assess like, what's taken away, your feelings of like what the life that you deserve. What's standing in the way of that? Because my North Node is in Taurus, and a lot of times when you also are romantically involved with certain partners, certain signs, it's always interesting to look back and see like what did those experiences come in to teach you. And my involvement with a Taurus taught me like self-worth like a motherfucker. Like, you gotta assess your value. You gotta assess your, what are you gonna stand for, and how far are you willing to go for the things that you want within retrospect and within reason. You know what I'm saying? Because if it's not meant for you, you're not gonna get it. But and even if you do get it, you won't have it for long. You know what I'm saying? Because it was never yours to have. It's also a good thing to assess in terms of your ego. I could go on. Maybe we'll do a tribe talk about that one day, because I made some very interesting findings when I assessed my relationships with different like zodiac signs over time, their sun signs, and what those relationships or partnerships were sent to teach me on my path to my higher self. And when I say higher self, I ain't talking about like love and light and no, I mean your higher self in terms of like what the fuck you deserve. Who you were sent here to be. And everybody wasn't sent here to be all kumbaya, my lord. Okay? And do y'all know, I may have mentioned this before, random fun fact, that damn song really is come by here, my lord. Like, what the fuck? Who never knew it? But I'm gonna go with the what we think it mean, which, you all about, love and light. And that's just not what it all is about all the time. If you think about the aspect of Pluto and how Pluto is the furthest planet from the sun, but also more indicative of, wealth and prosperity and, doing the real work to make sure things last for generations, But you got to go through some shit. You got to really do some digging. You got to do some refining to make those things happen. But none of that will come to fruition if you don't necessarily know your worth and your value, or what you truly value in your life. So today I feel like it's a good time to kind of sit back and, what do I want? Like I was telling y'all the other day, your mindset may have changed. Like, I know on my 100 manifestation list or whatever that I made, certain shit I don't even want no more. It's certain goals and certain things that now I don't even see them the same. I don't want that same shit anymore. So go back and look at it. Take into account. Now, in terms of the transits, I'm using my filler word today, y'all. I hope I ain't bothering y'all. But yeah, so we've got the transits going in addition to the full moon energy. Like I said, it's a super moon, meaning you can see it very clearly. It's very close to Earth. And I feel like in a way that's kind of letting it be known, like shining a light on it. Like, okay, what's really good? What's really good? What you really want? You feel me? Okay. Anywho, these are general, so make sure you guys are tapping into astro-seek.com to see how this energy aligns with your personal natal chart and your actual planets. But yeah, so sun being in Scorpio, moon in Taurus, and that's kind of interesting because if I'm not mistaken, are Taurus and Scorpios sister signs? Let me know because I think they are. We finna see though. Now, we got some retrograde energy still going on, still lots of reviews, still lots of slowdown. What do you want? Are you willing to do the work to get the life of your dreams, the things that you desire? How far are you willing to go to tap into that energy? Are you willing to disrupt the status quo around you to make sure that happens? And are you willing to face any childhood wounds or shadows, that are affecting your ability to start over and transmute that energy? Now, I knew it. They sister signs. Okay. And the reason I say this is because they opposing. So the transits right now are the sun is opposing the moon at 0 degrees. So a lot of things that were buried and that you were feeling very comfortable with, comfortable in your shadow about, that shit coming up, baby. True feelings, true, what is it? What is it that people are really trying to do? Confirmation. That shit coming out. Lots of stability work, prosperity work, things surrounding the home, business. Let's see. Mars is also opposing Uranus, y'all. So Mars is in Sagittarius. So people want to be free to speak their mind, free to live. Y'all is saw with the election. I'm not heavily into politics. However, it does make a difference. And you can see certain changes going on within the political scope as it ties to astrology. So a lot of red states were flipped last night to blue states. New York got a new mayor, and he is not someone that you would traditionally expect to be the mayor. So a lot of things are changing. I think also Virginia and Mississippi was flipped. I try to stay on the, you know what I'm saying? I'd be like, But that's the energy with the Uranus and Gemini retrograding, right? So that's like people not with that shit that's going on. And when people figure out that it's more or less a class issue than it is it is a racial issue. I ain't gonna say it's not a racial issue. But when people realize that after so long, it trickles down to being a class thing, then they want to get on board. They see that shit affecting their ass too. You know what I'm saying? At first they try to make it a black and brown thing, and then it becomes a woman thing, then it becomes a class thing, because the middle class is damn near disappearing, regardless of how they want to shape that shit. And I talk about that a little bit on Patreon in one of my posts, I believe from last month. I kind of spoke about that as I try to get us together to do certain things to help each other out as a tribe. My thing is never to build this idea that, this gonna come off as a tribe talk too, y'all. So hold yourselves. But I've been seeing a lot of creators that were doing mentorship programs, and then they'll have people that were working with them come in and like try to say little shit. I saw 2 different posts that like, kind of perked my ears up about mentoring people, and it kind of made me realize, like, yeah, this is the reason why I did this. I always call myself Raji the Cimarron, and when I constructed or decided to put together my Patreon for the tribe, the House of Cush, it was always more or less like a meeting point, not necessarily like this idea that you had to do or say, and it was more about learning and self-initiation, because, you know, I'm not one to be held down, and I ain't trying to hold nobody else's ass down either. But I see this like that's like a thing, and I try to stay far, far, far away from that. I'll never forget, like, my parental figure was trying to be funny one time, and she was like, "What's your cult?" And I'm like, nigga, that is the furthest thing from my mind, because I'm gonna do some shit. Like, I like my privacy, I like my autonomy, I like my sovereignty. I don't operate like that. So it was very, very interesting to like hear her take on like people listening and things like that. So I was very intentional about building a social space where people could come get information and resources, but it was never gonna be, oh no, like, oh, you know, that's just not me, babe. I'm too much of a free spirit for that shit. Check out my res, because I'm too much of a free spirit for that. I don't want you all of my, you know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna go off of today. But anyway, that's the type of vibes we get right now, and a lot of people is kind of bucking. But yeah, there's a system of change going on. Jupiter in Cancer is trining Saturn at 0 degrees too. So home life is being magnified. The work that you're willing to put in to have comfortability and this, is that a word, y'all? And the life that you want, you know what I'm saying? Are you willing to put in? Are you willing to care and put the nurturing into that? You know, also we got Mars and Sagittarius is sextile Pluto, which is in Aquarius. So there's a lot of change, new fresh ideas, new communities being built. Another thing I ain't like about what one of them creators did, she like, so, oh girl, I'm gonna get off into that. I ain't gonna get off into it. Should I, or shouldn't I? I ain't like how old girl, like, oh God. I'm sorry, y'all. People be being crazy as fuck, okay? I just don't trust, I don't like that shit. She gonna see that shit again. Like, that's why I be, keep my distance, because, bring that over here. But you just got to be careful. You got to be real careful. You got to be intentional, because, you know, as sure as they sing Hosanna, Hosanna, they'll be crucifying your ass on the cross in no time flat when you can't deliver, or you're not built up to their expectations, or they want to, you know, compete, or they want to. That's why you got to be very, very careful with that type of shit, you know. And I just feel like this creator, she had discussed her mentorship program and how she was taking people, and then all of a sudden this random ass lady, who I looked back at the post, was like singing her praises and her services, was all of a sudden like, oh no, she's trying to destiny swap, she's trying to da 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 da. And I'm like, what the fuck? Hell no. Hell no. Hell no. Which I'm sure, you know, like she was talking about the girl, sun sign, all the type of shit. I'm like, no. People will reveal themselves, you know, and unless it's like some sort of danger situation, or, you know, some shit, you know, just is fucked up, you going out of your way to discredit, or like, it always is a red flag to me. It screams, I didn't get what I wanted, you know. Anybody with real eyes, and I'm not talking about the two in your skull, I'm talking about that third eye. Anybody with real eyes could see that, nah, you doing too much. What? You don't like that. She did something you didn't like. She said something you didn't like. She didn't accept you. She didn't let you evade her boundary. It's something that went down and you flipped the switch. And now you're trying to harvest. Yeah. But anyway, moving forward. Uranus in Gemini is sextile Neptune in Pisces as well. So there's going to be a dynamic shift on how people value their dreams and their creativity. Still, we're working in that mode. The node in Pisces is sextile the moon in Taurus. So they are very much working in harmony, blessing each other on the back end. Like I said, this is just a time to step into your true blue self, because what you want overall is going to manifest, and you will be able to take care of yourself with your creative nature and your dreams and the shit that you really want to do. You know what I mean? So tap into that energy. Now, Lilith, she kind of busy. She kind of busy. She ain't no busy than nobody else. Venus is very busy today, too. But Lilith, we got her trining Jupiter at 0 degrees, trining Saturn at 0 degrees, Canucks Chiron at 0 degrees still. So you've got the free will to walk, like what I love, one of my favorite is, yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death. It's like, I look at that in a way like you are able to evolve and rebirth, but you've got to be able to face yourself first. And I feel like Lilith and Scorpio is kind of making that happen on a humongous level right now. But yeah, we got a little bit of tribe talk, y'all. I was getting downloads. I get downloads all the time. Like, my notes are crazy. And I've started to take those notes. So when I get ready to do those breakdowns, I'll have a point of reference, or when I have certain dreams, I would definitely advise you guys to do the same. Because a lot of times when you are doing people think when they have a dream or whatever, you immediately gonna have a team. That's not true. Sometimes that information will pop up later, like deja vu. So I like to take notes, and when I see certain numbers, I'll be like, okay, what was the topic of discussion? And I know sometimes it's not always gonna show back up. So that's how I've been trying to do my notes, and I would suggest y'all do the same. So let's see what the horoscope talking about today. Ooh. Now we'll have a guide for the full moon in Taurus up today, y'all, as well as a little spell, a little ritual for you on Patreon, of course. My biggest thing be trying to teach people how to get it on their own. Sometimes I be wanting, but other times when I see shit like that, I be like, ugh. It puts a bad taste in my mouth. 10:01 on the timestamp. That should be putting a bad taste in my mouth. Because I'd be like, girl, ain't nobody got time for that shit. Let me teach you so you know how to, what they say, teach a man how to fish. They'll be able to fish the rest of their life. They won't never go hungry. You try to feed a motherfucker all the damn time, they be blaming you. Because where is the food? So I try to teach people how to fish. That's my thing. Anywho. Random rant. Because I don't like that they doing her like that. Regardless of the fact. It was all good just a week ago, ho. I don't like that shit. Random fact. I don't like how they doing Krishan either. I don't give a fuck. Trap talk. I need Chris, and this is another thing. It's time for Krishan to realize that she's a fucking wolf. And this is tying into my tribe talk. Krishan has been broken down by her family, by society, by that demonic ass nigga. Oh my God. The man for my sisters from another mister. That demonic ass man and his family and them baby mamas. And I just feel like it's time for her to realize she a wolf. Now, people got what they say about what's going on with her situation with her child. And I'm like, medical records aside, like, you know what I'm saying? What do you really know? You won't know it till you pull the medical records. I do feel like she's trauma, like damaged as fuck. Like it's affecting her mental health. You can fucking tell. And Krishan need to wake up and realize she a wolf. Not a sheep. Krishan is a fucking wolf. And she has not realized that yet. But the day she finally pick up on that shit, she got to live with the guilt of what she did for the rest of her life. She don't need the world continuously reminded. I think that we're wrong with her now. You know what I'm saying? Like guilt. You know, what if I did? What's going on? But like I said, it's just they doing too much. And Clarissa Possum Face ass, the mama, the grandmama, I do not like that bitch. She do too fucking much, and she's a triangulator. She helping him. Blue. Now Blue is smart, and he's very business minded, and he has an attractive type of energy. And yeah, they could be a dynamic duo. Pisces and Aquarius. Ain't he an Aquarius? I feel like they say an Aquarius. It could be a dynamic duo. However, baby, she got to realize she a wolf. She don't see that shit yet. That's why she acting like a sheep. I got that download today. As I was getting ready, I was like, you know, the spirits are basically like, now is the time for you to realize that you are a fucking wolf. You're not a sheep. You're not a baby lamb. You're not the black sheep of the crew. You are a fucking wolf. And that's why they're trying to hold you down, hold you up, keep you small, keep you in this space, because you are truly a wolf in sheep's clothing. But they're the ones who put you in that clothing, because they didn't ever want you to realize what your capabilities and, you know, your ability to thrive in the wild. Like they want to make you feel like you need them. They want to make you feel like something's wrong, you know. So you really got to be mindful of those types of energies. Now, daily horoscopes. Get into it. So basically today is the energy of like the earth remembering what you've planted. This full moon in Taurus is arriving like an ancestral drum beat. And y'all know drums are very significant. They even outlawed drums, y'all, because they knew what it brings up. So it's like your spirits, your ancestors are speaking out. That's why when I got that download, like, quit whining and crying like you are a fucking wolf, and ain't nothing wrong with being a goddamn wolf, you know? They want you to be a lamb. They want you to feel like it's something wrong with you being a wolf. There's nothing wrong with you being a wolf. Now, this is not gonna, you're not gonna be able to ignore this, okay? This is not a moon that is going to like whisper sweet nothings in your ear. It is calling you to embody. It's calling every hustler, healer, and conjurer to take stock of what's grown from the labor that you've put in while still feeding your roots. Today's energy is very thick, with manifestation power, because like I said, Mercury is today's energy as well as the Taurus energy. So what you plant is what's coming out. It's bringing blessings to those who've honored your craft, and it's a wake-up call to those still chasing illusions. Now, under this moon, you'll get the physical and spiritual worlds overlapping the body, which is a temple of proof and money, as well as pleasure and peace to all who reveal who's really doing the real work. And you know, so take your time today, move with intention, speak your worth out loud, and because Taurus, you know, they like to chill. They don't rush the abundance of anything. They become it, they embody it. And that's a trick for, not a trick, but that's a way that people don't tell you about petitions and manifestations. Once you put that energy out there, what you want, right? You have to become it, because the universe, God, spirits, they don't know no difference. They don't see things the way we see them. So if you asking your spirits, like, oh, I want to be successful, etc., etc., okay, You got to become that. You got to wake up every day and do a little something. You got to be a little something in order for the energy to align. Okay? It's definitely throat chakra day. That throat chakra shit was going in yesterday too. But anyway, let's get started on these horoscopes. Aries. Under this full moon, your second house of self-worth and value is in the spotlight. The sun in Scorpio keeps your first house of identity intense. You're being asked to confirm what you'll settle for and what you won't. Taurus, with the moon precisely in your sign, this full cycle peaks for you today. Ego, essence, and expression is at the top of the menu. The sun in Scorpio across your 8th house reveals shared power structure. You cannot grow alone any longer. You know, each one teach one. Teamwork made the dream work. Gemini, this full moon hits your first house of self-projection and projection, y'all, and image, while the sun sits in your 7th house of mirrors and alliances. Your reflection in others shows you your next version of yourself. Everybody is a projection of who you truly are, and your insecurities as well as your strengths. Cancer, the moon floods your 12th house of hidden realms, while the sun in your 6th house demands visible service, okay? You're doing sacred work out of sight, and now you're ready for acknowledgement in the public eye. Leo, this full moon is activating your 11th house, vision, network, and social life. Now, the sun in your 5th house of creative expression means your art or story is your currency. 3131, Leo. Virgo, the full moon in your 10th house of mission illuminates your public identity, while the sun in your 4th house of home asks, how rooted are you in your achievements? How rooted are your achievements? Por favor. Libra, the full moon in your 9th house expands your world beliefs, travel, as well as teaching. Now, the sun is in your 3rd house, which is letting you know your message does matter. Don't just go wide trying to get, acceptance. You need to go deep. It needs to matter. It needs to mean something. Scorpio, the moon is full in your 8th house of shared power, while the sun shines directly in your sign. You are sovereign in transformation and consent. Power you once gave away must now be reclaimed. Sagittarius, with the full moon in your 7th house of contracts and the sun in your 2nd house of values, agreements you make now must align with your self-worth. Capricorn, the full moon in your 6th house of service and health reveals how well you support your body and your craft. The sun in your 1st house means your presentation must match your inner truth. Aquarius, the moon is full in your 5th house of joy, creativity, and risk. The sun in your 12th house of surrender. The sun is in your 12th house of surrender. Now, your expression and your soul both beckon you to release control. Pisces, the full moon is in your 4th house of roots, family, and comfort. The sun in your 11th house of networks as well. This is going to bring emotional foundations meeting social foundations. If you guys would like to check out these horoscopes, click the link in my bio, join Patreon. This is under the Tribe Talk tier, okay, y'all? I see some stuff. I see some stuff. Hold on. But yeah, make sure y'all check that out. Okay. So let's get into it. Let's get into some teams, baby. Without further ado, what do the spirits, the elevated ancestors, and the guides have to say to us today? Let's open these roads. Thank you so much for opening the roads for me on behalf of the tribe. Thank you so much for covering and protecting as we go on this journey. Thank you so much for the gift. You know we don't abuse the gift. We honor it. We appreciate it. We love it. We respect it. What guidance do you guys have for us today, honey? Respectfully. But yo, like, I was getting that download earlier, 3434. Like, your spirits are sick of this shit. Like, you being this lamb, you being this follower type of energy, thinking you're being led by a shepherd of some sort. Like, I could lead you to water, but I can't make you drink, like they say about the horse. So I feel like they want you to step out there. And even in the sense of the government and society and even patriarchy, no shade to my fellas, but it's a lot going on. And it's like, you're not a mere lamb, my dear. You are a fucking wolf, okay? Now, we got Dr. Grant in reverse, which is the Hermit in reverse, present. We've got the Four of Baskets in the upright, collectively. We've got the Ten of Knives in the upright, over, with my bad, y'all, near future. The Garden, which is the World in reverse, overall. The Nine of Knives. So, letting go. And we talked about that yesterday too. So this is release. But I feel like 9 is like ending energy too. So I feel like the release of like a mindset, the release of a strategy or a plan that you thought was gonna work, but it didn't work. And you need to shift your mindset on why this is the best thing for you. There could be a Virgo energy, or it could have been last Virgo season. Take it where it resonates. And there caused some sort of exposure, some sort of revelation here. Or maybe you could have just been ungrounded. So let's get some clarity. So you were dealing with either a Virgo in physical or just not being grounded, and you have healed this space. It didn't take you long to heal, because I ain't need a lot of clarifiers. But you could have a Virgo energy that's looking to heal a situation. Hermit energy here. Now, presently, there could be an offer on the table, right? And you may be trying to figure out whether this aligns with who you are trying to be, or whether does this person align with what you want in your current reality. You're being called to keep your guard up because there was a significant betrayal. And this person is trying to, or this energy is trying to keep the cycle open. And the reason I said energy, because a lot of times, we think we're dealing with the flesh of a person and we're dealing with the spirit of a situation. So, yeah, somebody's going to try to keep a cycle open by coming in to have some sort of quick communication. 8 days is significant. Getting something, they want to keep some shit going. Maybe this is why this person continues to discuss this. 10 of Knives in the upright. What it did? Ooh, shit. We got the ancestors, y'all. Scorpio. So that's the death card in traditional tarot. You watching this person, because this person could represent physical or spiritual death to you. This they playing. Ooh, they got heavy quick. Oh my God. But I'm going to put it out there, because this is earth sign energy. Then we got the Son of Coins, or the Page of Pentacles. This person could have been trying to plan your ending physically or spiritually or financially. You know what I'm saying? So you got your guard up. Rightfully so. Rightfully fucking so. And there's something that maybe you're manifesting, or you could be trying to build a new start, trying to become more stable, 4 of Sticks. And you've been, now I'm seeing that this person could have been planning this also, they wanted a restart. They wanted a redo. And they've been working on this for a long time. 8 of Coins, 8 of Pentacles. So this treachery that is being exposed, 5 weeks, has revealed that you were in some sort of Ace of Pentacles. Like, this is somebody trying to take 3939 on the timestamp. They were trying to like, they felt like, when I see 3939 with the Ace of Coins, I feel like it's like it's being exposed there. Like, they thought they would be able to align themselves and build themselves up, balance things out by taking from you, robbing you of an opportunity. You've gotten clarity on this 7 months ago. 7 months is significant. Well, tell me about the Four of Baskets presently. So this person, you can have a long history with this individual. I'm also seeing a lot of investment. You guys could have shared resources. Daughter of Coins. But something didn't go to plan 4 weeks ago for this Father of Coins. Maybe you didn't realize, or you didn't know. This is a very clear message for somebody. If you got a Virgo in your life, you need to be watching out for their ass. Because presently this person, they could be trying to revive their plan. They could try to come offer you some sort of like peace offering. Maybe somebody thought they could end the stagnation by investing some sort of money or resources. This person, they're not thinking straight. This person is stubborn. You could be an Empress. There could be an Aries involved here. And maybe you won't accept their offer. You're refusing to make peace, or in the past, you didn't accept this person's offer. And this Father of Sticks in reverse, this person, they can't make peace with the fact that they couldn't control a situation. See, they wanted some sort of victory. They wanted some sort of success here. They were trying to get that shit quickly. Maybe they wanted this victory for their family. Ooh. And they moved very reckless. Son of Sticks in reverse. They recklessly could have dealt with a Mother of Coins in reverse. This person has some sort of trouble ahead of them because they didn't leave a situation. They refused to change their mind about this situation. And now you've got the Big Mama in reverse, the Sun card, Leo energy. Someone's trying to cover up some sort of situation because this is how this person or this situation is their wheel of fortune. Their good luck charm is what I just heard. Overly invested. Ooh. Like, this was an opportunity for healing. This was an opportunity for a new start. And shit went completely left. Yeah, cycle is not closing out because someone here could still be doing shit. 10 of Pentacles in reverse. They're steadily like creating shame and instability around their worth and their value. This could involve a toxic family. Cycle's not closing out because they keep on being validated by this toxic family. Somebody just refuses to accept surrender here. Somebody could call themselves protecting this partnership or relationship to a basket. Somebody could have became or try to become cool with you to get you to reveal something. This is a Cancer. Mother figure could also be involved, a feminine Cancer energy. Someone wants some sort of secret revealed here. You could have revealed a secret in the past about a mother figure, or you could be this mother figure and this person didn't believe you because they idealized this person. There was a breakdown within some sort of collaboration or employment. 3 of Coins. And this could have revealed some sort of knowledge here, or plan or details that threw this person off. There could be a Sagittarius involved. Temperance in reverse. Yeah, some in a Cancer. So you got a Cancer. A Cancer could have kept going, trying to keep something from coming to the surface. They could have realized the situation. Maybe they realized they shouldn't be working with these people long term, but they could have believed that this person had good intentions, or believed that this person truly cared. You were never meant to work with these people long term. They revealed this to you. Your spirits revealed this to you, because it was unrealistic. It wasn't supposed to be this way. So you've got to let go of the disappointment, of a delay within this partnership. That person, they could have delayed you by lying, by being a con artist. And there's a Mother of Sticks here, a fire sign feminine. Or you could just be in this energy. You need to take charge here, because there's a lot of lies and a lot of delusion created trying to slow down your progress. Ooh. There's this father figure. This person could have led this plan. They had a plan. They had intentions. Yeah, this person always planned to throw you off. They wanted you too weak to take action and move on. The free man or the fool in reverse. Yeah, they didn't want you to be able to move forward. They wanted to destroy you, honey. They wanted to destroy you. Somebody could have been emotionally manipulative here. Definitely. Could be a Gemini. There's a Gemini here. Yeah, because they refuse to let go of some sort of life, some sort of setback, some sort of hustle mentality. And they couldn't walk away from this relationship here. They could have been emotionally manipulated by a father figure here to manipulate a situation, to release them. There's theft here. Theft of money, foundation, business. They've got some sort of codependent attachment, and they seem to fear a message getting out, or you getting some sort of message. So they're trying to play back. But whoever this Taurus energy is, this person, this low-level ass person who's skewed, they are getting what they deserve for collaborating against you, or with this group of people trying to assert dominance so that something wouldn't change or wouldn't be revealed. This person didn't want the responsibility of actually holding why this breakup or this breakdown happened. You could have known some sort of information, but you didn't want to see it. Ooh. And now someone's worried because there's a high priestess in reverse. And this person seems to have been somebody's making a decision right now. They're at a crossroads, or you could have been at a crossroads because maybe you didn't follow your intuition. Yeah. Someone's losing a battle, and now they're facing the facts that someone may have lied. They did. Son of Knives and the Ace of Pentacles in reverse lied about a relationship to get some sort of help. Yeah, so they thought they had the power to change a narrative or change your mind. And they did everything they could illegally, unjustifiably. Libra energy here. They could have abused some sort of law or abused their power. They could have had connections within a law situation, Aries and Libra. Yeah, their wish fulfillment was to burden you with something that didn't have shit to do with you. This is a messy situation. I'm also what people think is buried is no longer buried. You realizing your value done fucked a lot of people up. They didn't ever expect you to stand in your power, to realize your value, to realize what type of role. Like I said, you was never a sheep. You was always the wolf. You was always the wolf. Always. That's crazy. And I just got chills. So confirmation. They treated you like a sheep. They wanted you to be a sheep. But baby, that's why you could never get along with these people. you was always a wolf. You was always, you know what I'm saying? So they tried to get you to think you was a sheep, a little lamb. Now y'all know a lamb is just a baby sheep. Okay. And you never fell for that shit. You even if they try to fuck with your mind, instinctively, innately, you were always knowledgeable of the wolf in you. You know? Wow. So you recognizing your value is what ended this cycle for these people. Ooh. I got the World card and the Ten of Pentacles. Hell no. Quickly, baby, quickly. Somebody know what this cycle is, so they coming in quickly. Yeah. Treachery. Your relationship with a Cancer has exposed a secret here. Yeah, somebody didn't believe that this person cared. Or maybe you didn't want to believe this person cared, but they decided not to work with this group of people because they saw the imbalance. They saw some shit was coming, baby. They said, this is unrealistic. We see what's ahead. We see what's coming. They predicted some shit. Oh, shit. Y'all, this is going into 51 minutes. Let me see. Now someone's unstable, or they throwed off. They throwed off. Yeah, they refused to accept that you were the wheel of fortune at the end of the day. So you got a person trying to take action to heal a situation by putting in some sort of work to continue to burden you into staying. This person seems to be trying to manifest an opportunity by slowing you down and stopping you from starting over and having a new life. They could come with an apology, but they're only taking this leap of faith because they stole from you. They're trying to do some treachery here. They could have stolen from you to help someone. Someone needs your help quickly. They know you'll help them. Well, they think you will. Yeah. Justice. There's some sort of spiritual court here. Spiritual court. Someone's being called to court. And they're embarrassed because an Empress in reverse. Yeah, this is that could be some sort of public humiliation or failure here with an Empress in reverse. Someone they could be in a relationship with. Somebody could have lied about a breakup or tried to stop some sort of information about a breakup coming out, and maybe you could have been upset here because you were stagnated from making progress, thinking you didn't get an offer. You didn't get an offer or opportunity. These people, they didn't want you to work with this Emperor energy because it would have weakened some sort of situation, and they weren't trying to be in their heads about that. This is a Leo. Ooh. So now you got a King of Pentacles in reverse. Somebody's being stubborn about fixing a situation and giving an opportunity to a Pisces energy here. They didn't want to give you the opportunity to free yourself. This person's losing this battle, though, because you walked away. Ooh, y'all. So now you've got some information coming in, possibly from an Aquarius energy. Somebody has to tell you something. They didn't believe that these masculines would take it this far, and they're holding on to some sort of information that could stop this action. So they're going to come in with some sort of long-term offer, thinking that you won't battle them. This is about control, though, because there's a tower here, and they don't want to face this. They don't want to be in the 53. They was trying to delay you from learning some sort of information, Libra. The work that's being done, baby. Somebody's been working to end you for quite some time. End a career, end a collaboration. This could be a Queen of Wands. Somebody fears. They took action because they knew that this lie would come out, and they invested, or they could have paid someone to betray you and fight with you. This could be a Virgo energy. They're fighting with the Virgo because they were reckless. and they were trying to cover up something that happened. They didn't want you to have any knowledge of this, of why this cycle actually ended. Y'all, I'm almost at 60 minutes. I got to get up out of here. So there's a lot of shit that you don't know. There's a lot you don't know about this situation, y'all. I know y'all like, damn. Me too, because it's a lot going on. It's a lot going on. Somebody thought they buried some shit, and it's coming back up. It's coming back. Let me get a quick word from the oracle. They thought they buried this information, and it's not buried. Yeah, somebody's refusing to deal with something because they're afraid that things won't change. These intentions haven't changed. You need to adapt. They have to adapt to the loss of some sort of power here because you're not collaborating with them due to this. They're trying to hide this from you. All right, y'all. So that's my team. I may do a reading on TikTok, so make sure y'all follow me on there to get a further reading. But if you're in need and you need to know what's going on, click the link in my bio and book an appointment. I appreciate y'all so much. Make sure y'all follow, like, share, subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend. You never know who we can help on their journey. And you know I love you. Mean it, you know. Subscribe to my Patreon too, y'all, so y'all can get these full moon downloads and horoscopes. I appreciate you so much. And you know we're going to chat soon. All right, y'all. Woo! Tea. Smoking hot. Oh, my Lord. Have a good day, y'all.